solution that we applied. Okay, so I get it 1. And please, other people, be honest, right? Don't copy answer from chat window. It is good if you all remember that fact. Yes, I get 2 correct answers from the same college people. Alright. The right answer is volume, or persistent volume. Okay. So, we can say Docker volume. Wonderful. So if you all are, giving answer by your own, it's really amazing. Solution was volume. Okay. So we used to use a volume, and the volume, what was the volume? It was some folder or some location on the Docker engine itself, and that we can attach to this. Okay, so the same way, if we delete the pod, the same thing is going to happen, right? Data will be destroyed. So you always have to remember that yes, every time you create a pod or replication controller or replica set, you have to give a volume. So here we are calling it Kubernetes volumes. Okay, so our next topic, and that is very important for real world and also very important for tomorrow exam. Okay, important for real world and very important for tomorrow exam as well, right? So, and we can attach with pod, with replica set and replication controller. Anyway, let me delete everything. You know that because pod is not created by us directly, so even if I try to delete any pod like this, whatever the component will be, it will recreate that pod to maintain the count. See, just 8 seconds ago it got created. So you can never delete the pod. If you delete it, your replication controller or replica set will recreate that pod. Okay, so how you can delete them? You can just get RC and RS. Yes, now I can delete RC and by the name. If I delete my replica set and replication controller, then they will delete the pod automatically. Now the pod are in terminating state. Okay, so definitely you can delete them like this. Fine. So nothing to worry. It's just a very easy method. All right. So now we are going to talk about Kubernetes volumes. See, the difference you have to understand first. Normally, if you talk about Docker volume, right? Docker volume was always present in the Docker engine itself. That means if this is your OS, so either some location or some volume or some folder on the Docker engine, it was just mounted under running container here. Okay, but Kubernetes is not exactly same as Docker. Okay, that means if this is my minion, and minion, this is my master. Okay, a volume can be a part of any of the worker node, definitely, but in general it is recommended to create an external storage outside Kubernetes, and now Kubernetes cluster, by using this volume concept, they can take a particular piece or part of this storage and they can mount it to the running pod, or we can plan it to mount there. Okay, so it can be from these worker nodes as well, but they can be from outside. So that means Kubernetes volume has a lot of category, right? So if you want to mount the location or some local data like a worker node 1, if your pod got scheduled here and you want to mount, let's say /var folder to your pod locally, so the category that you can use is host path. Okay, so host path is a kind of volume in Kubernetes that you can use to mount the location where the pod is running in any of the worker node. So if it is running here, it can mount some data from this pod to that, and from the node to the container. So this kind of category of Kubernetes volume, we call it host path. Okay, so are you able to understand that we have a lot of category, and I am very much sure that you are able to understand what exactly host path Kubernetes volume is. Okay, so let me know by writing your response in the chat window that yes, everybody, you are able to understand host path. Alright, I can see 2 messages only. Okay, yes, so it's very much understood. Fine. Apart from host path, we have a couple of more. Let's say empty dir. Okay, empty dir is not for persistent storage. It is a very random, or I can say temporary, but fast. You know what? Every time we are creating volume, the purpose is not to only store data persistently. The purpose is also, let's say you want a fast storage. So this volume will be available till the time your pod is running. For example, if you are testing your Java code or Python code, and that code need good storage speed, good hard disk speed. Okay, once you're done with the testing, your pod will be deleted, and you really don't want to keep that data. So when you want temporary but fast storage, then you can use empty dir. Okay, and why we are using empty dir? Because pod, or I can say container storage, is not that much fast. So we are creating some random folder in any of the worker node, and we are using it as a storage. So not RAM, but some storage location under temporary folder of worker nodes. Because you know what, container has so many layers. Okay, it has slow storage. So we can give any folder randomly in the worker node to perform the operation. Then once you delete the pod, the folder will be deleted. Just for fine. So is it also very much comfortable? The second type of volume, like empty dir. It's just for testing purpose. The purpose is not to store data persistently, although the purpose is to give a fast storage in case of some, testing of your application, or yet the hard disk use is more going to matter. Okay, say yes or no in the chat window. So I got one yes message by Rudan. Alright, great. And these two are very much important. Yes, Harsh, it works without mounting, but it's about the fast storage, because container storage is really slow. So mtdir type of volume will create some random folder on the worker node, and this folder will be mounted directly rather than using container storage, because container got created by couple of abstraction layer from a Docker image. Okay, that's why we can use mtdir. Okay, but the both type of storage are associated with the worker node, where exactly the pod is getting scheduled. Okay. Yes, Ashif. Yeah. Okay. So this is one of the case. Now, what other kind of volumes are? So let's say if this is your Kubernetes cluster, okay, and this is your Amazon cloud, okay, your cluster is running somewhere else in any other location, and you are administrator of that. So your Amazon cloud is providing EBS. So Kubernetes volume also support cloud-based storage. So it can take EBS volume and attach to a pod. Or if you have Azure cloud, if you have Google cloud, so any of the cloud you have, you can use these storage as a volume to attach. So you are processing your application here, but data is getting saved there, because you know that cloud has the most largest or the most huge amount of storage pools. So even if your Kubernetes is running in your laptop, you can save your data of pod in Amazon cloud or Azure or Google cloud, right? Or there are some more big popular protocol like network file system, like cluster file system. These are not cloud based, but these are very popular protocol, GFS, or one more like CEPH, one more like Cinder. There are so many storage protocols are there in the market. So CEPH, Cinder, GFS, NFS. You can also use these non-cloud based remote protocol to attach under pods. And pod can have multiple volume. It can have from there, and anyway. Okay. So we have so many categories. Okay. By the way, you can check the list about the Kubernetes volumes from this doc. So that is Kubernetes volumes. Never follow any other website except Kubernetes.io. You'll get most latest, more updated information about. Okay, so the best way to learn Kubernetes is kubernetes.io/docs. You get there and you will be having very wonderful, amazing and well managed website by Google. And here you can just learn task, concept, tutorials, references, contribute if you want to contribute. Okay, and many more things. So here I'm using Kubernetes volume that I just type on Google. Okay, anyway, if you see here, The path is written under doc concept storage volumes. Okay, see. Now the volume types, see, AWS, Azure, Ceph, Sender, Config Map, CSI, MTDIR, FC, fixed volume, Flocker. Even you can use Git repo. That is not working now, but in the other time you can also use your Git repo. So Luster, host path, iSCSI, local, NFS, and many more things. See, the list is very big. So I'm basically focusing on two things, MTDIR and host path as of now. Then I'll give you some more examples. But for those examples, you have to be very much, aware about these protocols and these storage types. IS rhythm. Single volume will be connected to multiple pods. Like in case of replica set or replication controller, the same volume will be connected from different pods. Okay. So now we are going to use volume example with pod. Then we are going to use replication controller or replica set example with volume. Although both are having very much same syntax. Okay. So if you all are very much okay with the concept of Kubernetes volume, I need a prompt response here in the chat window with yes message or cool message or yes you are comfortable enough, so that I can just move to the demonstration part. Okay. Great. It's very much okay. So quick response. Great. Now again, as per my opinion, you don't have to remember anything. Okay. Or kind of never ratify kind of thing. So now I'm gonna use a volumes folder in my Git repo, and I'm gonna use this one here. See, it's very easy. First of all, I'm gonna use kubectl run ashu pod 1, and the image I'm gonna use is docker ashu /ckad version 2 -- port 80, and then -dry run -o/yml, or I can use JSON as well. Fine, but JSON will be not the recommended way, although, but yeah, we can use. Fine, I'm gonna use mtdir vol.yml. In this example, I'm gonna maybe use that one. Okay, or let me just create another one. So kubectl run lpod -image alpine, and then -dry run -oyml. Okay, and emp vol1.yml. Fine, and I'm gonna open that. See, this is my label. I'm having a comment habit of pod. You know what? You can give more than one label as well. Let's say if you think someone else also using this label, so to make it unique, you can have multiple labels. So pod can have more than one label to make this unique. Okay, so maybe in some cases the same label used by any other application, so you can have a combination, two labels, right? Key value, key value. Anyway, and okay, now I'm gonna use here first command, because definitely I have to make something that can keep this pod running, and here I'm gonna use date command. Okay, so while true do date, and I'm gonna store this data under mnt data or output.txt. Then I'm gonna do sleep 2 seconds and then done. Okay, I don't know if this is correct or not, but let me check it. So if I use while true, it's just a shell script in Linux, and I'll use like a date, this sign, mnt data, output.txt, sleep 2, and done. Okay, so if I use this, I will just want to make it while true, then colon date, then again colon, yes, sleep, and done. Oh my god, how intelligent I am. Very good. Okay, see, so right here what I'm doing is I'm running date command in every 2 seconds. This is infinite while loop, and storing the output of date command, like output of date command, this one, in this file under mnt data. Okay, alright, now where is mnt data? So I want to attach a volume, I want to mount here.